We have now heard from multiple authoritative voices, from a former NORAD commander to the former DNI to a former F-18 Navy pilot, who all say that what's been happening in or near our airspace is very serious.
From a national security standpoint, we all should be incredibly concerned.
You're also seeing the confluence of distinctive activity by our adversaries to test our systems. It looks like a coordinated effort.
We literally have things above our heads that we're now shooting down with our own assets. We all deserve an answer of what they are.
Now, it certainly isn't something that should be kind of laughed off.
I know there have been questions and concerns about this, but there is no indication of aliens or extraterrestrial activity with these recent takedowns. I'm just, I loved E.T., the movie, but I'm just going to leave it there.
Certainly shouldn't be casually dismissed with maybes or might be's or could be's.
These very well could be balloons of a completely benign nature based on flight characteristics, the visual confirmation by the pilots, and some other data that we're putting to it. One sort of, leading indication could be that they were actually benign balloons.
Oh, my God. How is he employed? It's a little premature to make these pronouncements since Biden's own Pentagon chief said they haven't been able to recover anything. Now, the fact is our adversaries, most notably China, have been working hard to get the surveillance edge on us, but they're going to do it by any means necessary. From embedding spies and CCP foot soldiers into our universities to stealing our technology and then reverse engineering it. Now, the administration tried to save face yesterday by leaking to the Washington Post and CBS that they'd been tracking that first spy balloon the whole time since it left China. My question tonight is, why would anyone believe that? The only thing we know for sure is that Biden, Blinken, and Harris do not want anything, not even Chinese spying, to interfere with their desire to cozy up to China. This is what their donors want, and this is what big business wants. And we see this playing out on the state level as well. Some of our oldest corporations are eager to attract Chinese investment. A few weeks back, Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin smartly rejected Ford Motor Company's plan to build batteries in Virginia, citing its collaboration with a Chinese entity. But Michigan and Ford, they don't care. The battery venture will happen there. Just 2 weeks ago, Ford CEO Jim Farley announced the company lost about $2 billion over the previous year. Got to make up for that shortfall somewhere, so who cares if it comes at the expense of American independence? And of course, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer couldn't pass up the chance to take a victory lap of returning her state over to the CCP.
We are coming together to celebrate a big win for Team Michigan. We're going to make electric vehicles top to bottom right here in the great state of Michigan, and I am grateful to Ford.
But if the woman really cared about creating good-paying jobs, she'd be pushing tonight for more drilling and more fracking, which would actually make us stronger than and not more dependent on China. Chris Berry, an independent energy analyst who tracks mineral markets, he doesn't seem concerned with what this means for American markets. Instead, he took a shot at Youngkin's move, claiming that he was just throwing some red meat to his base. Red meat? Well, Fox exclusively reported today that the CEO of Contemporary Amperex Technology, the Chinese company that's partnering with Ford, is tied directly to the CCP's so-called United Front influence campaign. But of course, don't expect to hear from our hologram president. He's not going to raise any concern about any of this. First, it's not clear he follows any of this closely or even understands it. And second, from what we've seen on Hunter's laptop, there's every reason to believe that he and his family are compromised.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.